It is our weekly episode, a weekly slot every single Tuesday between 7 and 8, and I hope you're enjoying the journey that we're having together with myself, Sukhi, Wahiwala. This evening we have an awesome person that I'm going to share and introduce today. Now, with respect, I've known Joe, best part of maybe 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. It's only taken me 3 years to get her on the show, trust me. Boy, is she in demand for many reasons. I'll introduce you in just a second. So we're going to talk about Joe and how she moved. In my opinion, it's a really humbling story. So we're going to get close and very, very close and real and honest with Joe, as she always is, by the way, with all her clients and all her mentees and all her coachees. So she basically, with respect, it's a beautiful journey that we all have to go through. In life, I think I'm in the strong belief that sometimes we have to go through a catalyst that catapults us, from being what I call half switched off, mediocre, and enlightening us or switching ourselves on to being the best possible version of ourselves that we can be. This has truly happened today with Joe. She, at the young age of 22, she'd already moved to Peterborough a bit earlier than that from London. And at the young age of 22, she struggled with debt, with a toxic relationship, and I'm sure many would understand and relate to this, with a low self-esteem and a self-confidence. And in essence, she found herself with no real purpose in life. I hope that makes sense, and a lot of us can actually relate to that, in my opinion. I think we can have that journey with her as well. But today, I'm just going to share with you how she's transformed her life. And I was introduced to her by my good friends, by Tracy, actually, if I can remember rightly. And it was just wonderful to meet her. So today, she is an award-winning, and I mean multi-award-winning entrepreneur of 3 successful businesses, who has also started a national movement called Mumpreneurs. You might know her from the fame that she has on Facebook, being an amazing introducer and creator within the Mumpreneur organizations, supporting thousands of women into confident business owners. That's only the first page, but I'm going to introduce her very, very quickly. Please welcome Joe.
Hi, thank you for having me.
What a sweet voice. That sounded so lovely there. So, Joe, welcome to the show. This is the Empower Hour for you. This is how we interpret and inspire, ignite our next generation, which is what it's all about. And you have also got 2 beautiful lovely daughters, and they will be listening tonight, I hope.
I hope so. They have a message to ask what I'm going to be on, because they want to listen. They're ever so supportive. So a big hello to them if they are listening.
Hi, do share their names. You can do.
Alana and Lottie, hi.
Yes. Welcome to everybody again. Empower Hour with Joe. So, Joe, just to touch base, I mean, it's such a great accolade, and I haven't even touched, in my opinion, from my understanding of yourself, I haven't even touched on the stuff that you've done and how you've achieved and assisted people in this world. So I'm just going to ask you a few things, if it's okay. So you were born in London, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I was born in Maida Vale, and I was there until I was 11 years old.
Till about 11?
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
11, yeah.
And then?
And then we moved from Maida Vale to Queen's Park and Harrow Road.
Yes.
And then just before my 13th birthday, we relocated with my mum and her new partner up to Peterborough. So
wonderful. So sunny Peterborough. No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. So for anybody else who's tuning in from around the world, trust me, Peterborough is not Florida. It's not that sunny.
It's
But
not.
so you made a transition around when you were 13 years old. So about a couple of years ago? No joke.
Thanks. I like you. Will you come back again?
We'll definitely have you back again, I'm very certain. Very, very sure. So around 13, you moved to Whittlesea.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different from moving from kind of central West London to Whittlesea about 20 years ago. Yeah.
My goodness. I really was going to say that. It's amazing how you come from what we'll call like a London borough to amazing Whittlesea.
Country town. Yeah.
Country. Yes, absolutely.
But it was
country
great,
town.
Actually.
Yes.
It definitely was a transition, but it's definitely something that I've learnt to embrace and has made me the person who I am today, for sure.
I agree with that, and I truly do love Peterborough, actually. It's Peterboroughs and Whittlesea and the place around there. I'm a born and bred person, as you know, and I really, truly love Peterborough. So that's an open homage for me. So just a question to yourself a bit further. I mean, if we can go a bit further into your life, we had a little conversation around this, and you won't believe how fast the actual time disappears. So I do apologize in advance. I'm skipping through actual what we wanted to go. In business, I mean, you today are a very successful entrepreneur, and you're assisting thousands as well. So we'll touch on that in the second half, if that's okay. But we all go through some kind of adversity, something that's kind of what we could say is kind of shapes us. Yeah, it kind of, we don't get a diamond without the compression, right? So
Absolutely.
you know, and that's 300, 400 million years worth of compression at a very highest rate. But how it's important, in my opinion, for the next generation, which is what we were talking about, to actually understand that it's, you know, we will have challenges, we will have issues, we will have stuff, but it's the relentlessness that we have within us. Is that right?
Absolutely agree. Yeah, I think challenges, obviously, at the time can be very difficult, maybe emotional, maybe physically difficult. But what those challenges allow you to do, and as to grow and to learn, I think those lessons are really, really important.
Yes. So it's kind of having a belief in better. That's what you said earlier, isn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So believing that there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. And I think as long as you are optimistic and hopeful and make the right choices to kind of make that progression, I think is really important.
That's a really valid point. Joe, just a question to yourself. You know, sometimes we can make the wrong choices in life as well, right?
Absolutely. I've made many wrong choices over the years.
You could say wrong choices. But would you be in alignment with me if I said something that the wrong choices are wrong choices? I get that. But they're only wrong in hindsight, you know, when you're looking back upon it. As we all understand, as, you know, Steve Jobs used to say, that you can't join the dots looking forward. You can only when you look backwards. So the question I've got for myself, within myself, is that they aren't really issues or bad decisions at that time, because they're perceived to be the best decision. Logically, we don't try to, you know, cause ourselves problems. But is it as easy as saying that the moment one wakes up, the moment one realizes that that's okay, you can, from then onwards, you can just change and make decisions in a different format? Is that right?
Yeah, I would say so, absolutely. Definitely from my own experience. I wouldn't want to speak for everybody, but definitely from my own experience, I think there are days or moments which will or can change your whole life. And those moments and those days or those feelings can be different for everybody.
Yes. That's what I like to see. Yes, right. So is that... as soon as you realise, so it's never too late?
Never too late. No, I think there's a real perception, isn't there, of age. And I know I speak to some people about doing driving lessons or changing careers if they're not happy, and they almost say, oh, no, I'm too old, or I've got this responsibility or that responsibility. But actually, I think it's never too late until it's too late. And
until you feel.
Yeah.
Yes? Wow.
Yeah, without being
Love
too
it.
morbid.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we all know the logic of Colonel Sanders, right? Because he failed over 300 plus times at creating the KFC, or the Kentucky Fried Chicken in our generation, or we can remember it as Kentucky Fried Chicken. Majority of the kids now just know it as KFC and don't know what it stands for, which is not your fault. It's great marketing. So my question is that obviously he found the secret recipe, or should I say the actual business model, at 67 years old. And today you can see it's a worldwide phenomenon.
Absolutely. It's never too late, is it?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, most people said, why are you still trying? And he still had kept on. So that's kind of like what I see you as. You're an amazing icon in the local community, and God bless you for that forever.
Thank you. That's
So-
really kind.
You're welcome. And it's the truth. It is the truth. You know, we're on live on air, and I'm sharing my heart open with yourself as well. So a question to yourself, Joe, just a little bit to move forward a little bit. So you made some challenging decisions. You know, we had a discussion in your introduction where you had built up a debt, and you got yourself into some kind of a toxic relationship. Obviously, this is in the past, and I want to share in advance that Joe regularly talks about this kind of stuff with her mentees. So it's not, I'm not putting her into a corner here. So please don't throw anything at me.
I'm definitely an open book, for sure.
Most
And I think actually to be able to help people and for them to be able to open up to you, you have to be able to open up to them as well. So, yeah, I mean, I had a very good job at 18. I was earning quite a lot of money, but actually my lifestyle was pretty wild as well. So I was definitely spending more money than what I was earning, which so often of us can do, especially at a young age when you're not taught at school about loans or credit cards or incomings and outgoings. And when you're 18 and you're being given loans and credit cards quite easily, actually you go a bit wild.
You want to take it. Yeah, you want to take it. It's like, whoa, I've got some money now, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
When before, once upon a time, I had to do something to get it.
Yeah.
Now it's all yours. You know, that's such a valid point. Thank you for bringing that up in conversation. So I know today you spend an awful lot of time sharing that knowledge with, your children, but also your mentees in your circle. So just a question to yourself. I mean, just go through it a little bit. We all know that the school system should talk a little bit more around entrepreneurship, and it's one of my journeys as well, and it's your journey as well, about sharing this kind of logic to the next generation, right? Because it's not their fault, it's just they've never had it.
Absolutely. I definitely think there needs to be more ownership of educating kids, not only on, things like geography and history and all of those things are really important, and the creatives, but actually it's educating them on real life. It's about helping them to manage their money. It's about actually what are their aspirations, where do they want to go to, and actually how are they going to get there. So it's about goal setting as well, not just financially, but actually in their careers and in their lives as well. I think actually we need to get them to think bigger picture. But the fundamentals, I bought both my daughters a book about managing their money, and they're only 10 and 8. And my daughter, my oldest, has read it 3 times.
Brilliant. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Would this be kind of conscious parenting, isn't it, really?
Oh, absolutely. I don't ever want anybody to make the same mistakes as I did. Being 22 and being £25,000 in debt, not knowing how you were ever going to get out of it is not a nice place to be in, and knowing where your next meal's going to come from. And that was literally the situation that I was in. So of course I'd never ever want anybody to be in that, especially my own children. So I am quite strict with them. If they're listening, they'll definitely be nodding at their heads and agreeing. That when they get money for their birthdays or for Christmas, actually it's about, you can spend half of it, of course, but actually it's about saving half of it.
Well done.
So I think it's definitely about making conscious decisions and educating them on making conscious decisions as well.
This is music to my ears, and I'm sure the listeners all agree in the same way as well. And I'm sure you're all doing it in some format, but it's a matter of actually making it a conscious effort. So one of the things that I share, I'm just going to touch very quickly, is a unconscious consciousness. So we can only actually trigger the unconscious part of our brain if we consciously accept it and move it forward. And then we only know that we've come out of the other side of the unconsciousness if we consciously realize that we've come out of it. So it needs to be kind of sandwiched with the knowledge that you have created the change. A bit going back to that philosophy of what Steve Jobs was saying, and what you're standing by here, Joe, is that you can look back and you can then assess. And you can see, well, okay, that was a good decision. That wasn't a good decision. Or maybe it was a good decision at the time and the outcome wasn't quite there. I understand fully where you're coming from. So I'm going to touch a little bit. We didn't talk much about this, but for your kids, for example, do you find the way you're actually assisting them, the way you're helping them with psychology, and with, of course, your husband Adam as well, who's just an absolute diamond, I'm sure, within the same field as well. And I think Adam's covering for him today, right?
Yeah, he is. He's got them at home. He might
Adam.
be watching as well.
So the question is that, do you find that they're actually savvy with finances as well? Like we're telling them, or you're telling them, to save half the money and to possibly, if they want to spend some of it, spend it. Is that something that's working for you?
Definitely sometimes. I don't think I can sit here and say that they don't look at maybe the Argos catalogue or the adverts maybe that might come on TV and say, I want that, or I want that, I would like that, or I'd like that.
Part of growing up and being a child,
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
it? Yes.
And I think it's really important to let them make their own decisions. I think actually sometimes as parents we can be the authority figure
too quickly.
And way too quickly. So, I definitely have rules and I definitely have boundaries, but I would hope to think that I allow them to make their own choices. So if there is something particular that they want that might be quite a lot, actually it's about them saving up and getting it. Or if they're borrowing the money, if there's an upcoming birthday, then they know that they have to pay it back.
I love it.
So yeah, I'm definitely conscious about them and their money, and they are definitely conscious at 8 and 10 way more than what I was at that age about money.
That within itself is a success within itself, so well done to you.
Well, let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, indefinitely, I'm very certain. I mean, you've got great role models in their lives, and God bless them the way we look forward. So just to touch a little bit, if I may, about your kind of journey. You know, you turned your life around. You went from, you mentioned in the intro, which I shared, that you had a confidence issue. And you kind of just turned it around. And I know you're a bit of a, what we call, just get it done now person. You know, right, I'm going to get it done. Get out of my way, because I'm going to push past you and I'm bulldoze past you with this lovely red top. You've got a red colouring there. It's like a bull colour. Get out of the way. So how did that happen? Because that's quite a contrast, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, I don't know whether if anybody's listening that has been in a toxic relationship, whether that be romantically or with a family member or a friend, that can knock your confidence. And I was a very confident person from definitely 15 to kind of 21, and then had that knocked, that confidence knocked. So I think actually looking back, it's about how I ended that relationship and moved on. And that was really about cementing the good relationships that were in my life, and making sure that I was making the time and the effort for the people that brought a positive influence into my life.
Into your life,
yeah, the genuine relationships. And I think that definitely helped me to build my confidence again. And I think there's a saying that I've come across, I think, that it's allowing yourself to be seen by others when you can't see yourself.
Oh, wow.
Which is...
I get that so beautifully.
Thank you.
It's deep. That's very deep, yeah.
And
yes,
I think we have to be able to do that sometimes, because if your confidence is low and you are surrounded by the right people, actually it's being vulnerable enough to allow your true self to shine out in a reflection from them to you. So.
Bless you. So just to clarify, if you are facing any kind of challenges within relationships of any kind, like what we just mentioned, you must reach out. It's not okay to stay quiet. You must reach out for help, you know, whichever way it is, whether you go through the schooling system, if you're a child, whether you go and speak to your teacher, your headmaster direct, if necessary. And there's also individuals within organizations in school who actually require the help as well. If you're in a toxic relationship, of course, there are, you won't believe it, but you can actually go to your doctor and ask them for help, and they can put you into the right direction as well. So there are easy ways of getting that. So I hope that helps anybody who's listening. So with reference to what you just shared there, allowing yourself to be seen by others when you can't see yourself. Now it's deep. This is actually an old monk saying. Yeah, it's a beautiful conversation. And I know you're in a study group, which is a part of that sort of flow as well. Well put together. Now, does that mean that, in essence, you should be allowing yourself to be seen by the people who care for you? The people who you trust.
Absolutely.
In your parameters. Is that right?
Yeah, I would definitely agree that sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees. Sometimes you might feel so down that you don't see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Whereas if you are surrounding yourself with positive people, they will allow you to know that actually you've got over your worst days and you're still surviving. So.
Well said, well done said. And this leads, I mean, I've mentioned it a few times with various other interviews, that there's an Urdu saying that says "der hai andher nahi," which basically translates to there may be a delay, but there isn't just darkness. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So yes, I agree with you 100% there. It's beautifully said. So when we were talking about this, you mentioned just a moment ago that you actually had what we call a change within your environment by stepping out and getting people that you could bounce upon who did things for you and assisted you. So were there any key people in your life that you would like to thank and just who were there for you?
Definitely my parents, in different ways. They both support me very differently, but none is more important than the other. And then a handful of my friends as well. So Nikki, who especially,
Bless you,
I
Nikki.
met her on the first day of when I moved up to Whittlesea at school.
Wow.
We got in lots of trouble together.
So school friends, let's leave it there.
But she has definitely been my support throughout as well. She is possibly one of the only few people that has been by my side and never judged as well. I think that's really important. Is
So
that
powerful.
yeah, especially when you're growing up and you're going through different stages in your life and you evolve and you change as a person, to be able to have that constant person with you
Yes.
throughout, I
Yes.
think is really, really special.
That's superb, actually, because we agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Where as long as you've got the one constant in your life, you're fine and you're happy. And the judgment, basically, somebody who's not going to say, not going to say that you're doing something based upon their version of the world. Is that right? So beautifully
Absolutely.
said. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Nikki. And I'm going to sound really cool here. No, I'm not, actually. My kids are going to laugh and cringe at this. I'm going to say, she's your BFF, right?
She definitely
Doesn't mean
is.
anything to me. I'm telling you, I'm not into those sort of abbreviations on text. But we've got quite a young audience. So, my own daughter, who's 12 years old, and now we've got an 8-year-old who's
Yeah.
listening to the show as well today as well. It's been wonderful. So, a question to yourself. I can't believe how fast the time is going. Do you know we have 4 minutes, young
Oh
lady?
my goodness. It
4
is.
minutes
We're having
left.
so much fun.
Isn't it just like that? Yes. Great. So before we move on to the second section where we'll start talking about what you're up to today. Now, I also know that you kind of started one of your businesses with your husband. She's laughing. If you're not watching this on YouTube or Facebook, she's giggling her head off here at the moment. You started through a pregnancy. Yeah. And you started a business, decided that you're going to run a business. Laughing because it's just you. Sorry, I do apologise, viewers, because it's something that we know each other quite well. So it's quite interesting to hear that she started her first business with her husband through a pregnancy.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
as you do.
So yeah, I got pregnant, and it was definitely another defining moment in my life. And I was very blessed, and I knew that I needed to make some changes. And I decided one day, after I wasn't very happy with something, somebody
Doesn't
else.
sound like you at all.
No, I know. And I got in a bit of a mood. And I decided that nobody was going to have control over mine or my partner's diaries or our lives or our commitments or what we decided to spend our time on.
God bless.
And decided to almost storm up to a bank in Whittlesea and got a personal loan, and within a few days bought a van.
Wow.
Had our branding done and a website done, and we launched our first business, which was a flooring business. So
I was going to say to yourself, I bought a van. What are you doing with it? It's a flooring business, isn't it? So they do everything from flooring, carpets,
vinyls, laminates.
Now that business has been going on for 10 years now.
It has,
hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. So my daughter was born in May, and after a dispute about paternity, we launched the business in the August.
And what's it called, sorry?
Hallmark Carpets and Flooring.
Hallmark
Yeah,
Carpets,
so
yes.
my husband had done flooring since school. Very, very good floorer. I can say that on live. Hopefully he's not watching.
He will be watching.
Yeah.
Adam, you better make sure that she
that
said
was
you're the best.
recorded. So yeah, we decided to take the plunge and do that. So it was the start of our journey.
Amazing. And we're going to come back after the break as well. So I'm not going away just yet. This is just part one of the Empower Hour with Joe here today. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to find some real nuggets as you're going through. We've already had this earlier in the first half. But in the second half, we're going to talk a bit more about how she's helping the world, helping individuals set up their businesses, and through worldwide impact, actually, through Facebook. And I think you've got unbelievable following, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got about 1,500 in one of the groups. Yeah,
just one of the groups alone.
Yeah.
And this is basically supporting individuals, not just the women. She's now evolving into a brilliant stance. We're basically just helping individuals and companies. So no, just women. It's business people. Full stop. So please tune back in at 7:30 exactly. See you soon.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
It doesn't take much to bring some difference. You give some change, which makes a change. Because nothing gets mileage like a charity. Just a little change turns into a chain. And before we know it, the results are massive. So give a little to make a big difference. For donations, call now. UKIM 0207 387 2157.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office at 249 Lincoln Road opposite the NatWest Bank. Accident specialists. Start your successful claim today.
Do you own a restaurant or takeaway? Cater Fair is an expert supplier of new and used commercial catering equipment. Visit caterfair.co.uk for quality equipment on sale at the lowest prices, or call us on 01733 310 115 or visit us at 11 Royce Road, Fengate, Peterborough.
जब बात हो हलाल मीट की तो कैसे मुमकिन जिक्र न हो हाजी बाबा का। हाजी बाबा अज़दा में आपके लिए। हम अज़दा में अरसा 10 साल से जायद मुल्क भर में 45 से जायद काउंटर्स के साथ बेहतरीन पैकेजेस, हर वैरायटी का मीट और आला मायार के लिए आइए हमारे पास। चिकन ब्रेस्ट, चिकन क्यूब या कीमा सिर्फ 3.99 पाउंड पर केजी। लैम या शीप लेग, लैम शोल्डर और मिक्स सिर्फ 6.99 पाउंड पर केजी। बेबी चिकन सिर्फ 1.99 पाउंड पर केजी। आपकी सहूलत के लिए वक्त की बचत और मायार की जमानत, तमाम हलाल गोश्त और अशिया जरूरत एक ही छत के नीचे। हाजी बाबा हलाल मीट, फाइंड अस इन अज़दा।
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Shabina here. Has your child had their flu vaccination this year? All primary school-aged children are entitled to the flu vaccine in their schools, helping to protect you and all the family against flu, which can make vulnerable people very ill. Call the school immunisations team on 0300 555 5055 if you'd like your child to get protected.
This is a Salam Radio management announcement. Please be advised that we will be off air for a short time on the morning of Thursday, the 23rd of January, as routine maintenance is carried out at our transmitter site. We will do our utmost to return to our services as soon as we are able and continue delivering great content across the city. During this time, you can still tune in online at salamradio.co.uk or alternatively catch one of our repeat live shows on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter. Thank you for your patience and your continued support. Jazakallah khairan.
بسم الله. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من كان له شعر فليكرمه. He who has hair should honor it, i.e. groom it, take care of it.
This is Salam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio. Broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Sukhi, Wahiwala, your host this evening on my show, which is the Empower Hour, your weekly, every Tuesday evening between 7 and 8, your weekly episode, empowering yourself, allowing you to understand at wherever point you are within your life that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Now, we have been sharing a wonderful journey so far, and if you would like to get involved, please do WhatsApp directly on 07745 278 978, remembering that if you're from abroad, because we cover all of the continent, because we have a great coverage from our branding of, abroad as well, from Americas, that if you do, please don't forget the +44, and it's registered under Salam Radio. If you'd like to be in connection, contact via Facebook, put some questions down, feel free, and the team here will pass them on to myself, and I'll ask Joe directly about it. So we are in the presence of Joe, who basically is awesome, fun, and got me in a complete hysterics just in a little break there. We couldn't, I said, we've got to focus ourselves, get back on the air. And we're going to cover that in a second. So, you know, we were talking just in the first half, and it runs so fast, as you all know, the team, how it works in Inspired Tribe, that we were talking about how she's been through some diversities in her life and adversities, which have helped mold her. And in fact, what she believes is that it gave her stronger and more strength. So things such as, I mean, what a beautiful quotation she shared, where allowing others to see you when you can't see yourself. You know, this is so beautiful. Such a deep focus. It's about being vulnerable with the closest and dearest. And another thing she shared earlier is when you have diversities and adversities in your life, that you should always have some core people around you. And she had some lovely people around her who helped her keep herself on a good path. But today she's far from it. Welcome back, Jo.
Hi, thanks for having me. Thanks for
good?
not kicking me out.
No, well, I'm having so much fun. It's unbelievable. So this is live radio, as you know. So, you know, we're still being videoed in the break, by the way.
Oh, my
So,
God.
yes, they caught you picking your nose. No, joke. Oh, bless. So we basically, just to share, Jo, just want to bring you back in. Now, obviously, you have assisted thousands on the planet. So how did you serve and how did you help thousands on the planet? So there was an organization which I know you started your business through your pregnancy. We told you about that, which is Hallmark Flooring, which was covered, and it was yourself and your husband, Adam. But he also started the second business, and we'll come to the third in a mo. But the second business you started was a very similar time, wasn't it? It was the second time round, and it was basically when you realized that it was about hairdressing, right?
Yeah.
So you were sitting at home and somebody, please share the story. You go for it.
So obviously we had set up the first business when I was on maternity leave with our first daughter. And then I knew that I wasn't going to be going back to work. So we concentrated on building Hallmark Carpets and Flooring. I actually went to university 1 day a week and
brilliant.
Yeah. So
this
Alana
is a bit later
was,
in life, right?
Yeah, I was 24. Alana was 3 months old.
Well, God bless you.
And
Well done.
decided to go back to uni and do a course on childhood services, do my degree. And then by coming to the end of that degree, I was pregnant again with my second daughter, Lottie. Mm-hmm. And there's a bit of an ongoing joke now, sorry, that when there's a new baby, there's a new business. So it's a bit of a joke amongst my friends.
New baby, new business.
Absolutely.
I love that, yes.
So I was at home 6 months pregnant with a 2-year-old hanging off my leg, trying to get my hair done. We had a mobile hairdresser come to the house, and having a conversation, we came to agreement that actually there must be something more than this, and actually wouldn't it be great if there was a place where you could go and get your hair and beauty treatments done and your child could get looked after in a creche.
So hang on a second. So actually in a hairdresser's and having a creche integrated? Well done.
Yeah, so it was quite a unique idea. And I had the idea on my birthday, which was June. I had Lottie in the August, and it was still an idea that I couldn't get out of my head. I was going to look at buildings, derelict buildings, 9 months pregnant. So you can imagine the faces of
determination.
Yeah, but the scared faces of the agents when I turned up 9 months pregnant, looking around
Walking
these derelict buildings.
They're worried about you falling or tripping or hurting yourself. Absolutely.
Yes. And I think everybody thought, once she has the baby, that the idea will go.
It'll be a fad. It'll be done. She'll be forgotten about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it definitely wasn't. And then by the December, I had signed the lease to our premises. And by the March 2012, we were opened with a team of 6.
Well, first things first, well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And that's such an amazing concept. Now, you're just on Oundle Road, is that right?
Yeah,
the
we are.
company name is?
Yep, and the company name is Serenity Loves.
It's quite a local hero, actually, is Serenity Loves.
Thank you. Yeah, we're celebrating our 8th birthday on the 12th of March. So
well, congratulations for that as
thank you
well.
so
So
much.
soon, 12th of March.
It's gone so quickly.
I mean, I can remember you talking about it, and it was like kind of still a young product. And you think, yeah, we're doing this and this. And I thought, now we're sitting there 8 years later. And it's such a formidable, it's not even a small conversation, it's a formidable business, which actually is a hairdressing salon, highest standard in hairstyles. And as you can see, I really need it myself, right? No, joke. As a secret, we don't cut our hair, so we've got it all there. But you also have a full-time creche, a full-time person working in the creche. And so the children or a parent can actually leave their child in safe hands, in the same room, in safe environment.
So the room is around the back. So obviously, as a parent myself, I would like to see them, but not hear them while I'm having my
Oh my goodness me! For other parents, please don't take that as an excuse.
Not in real life. Absolutely in my business. So we've got a camera that's linked up from the creche, which is kind of around the back of the building. And it's got lots of toys and books and soft play area, cushions and things to make it nice and homely. And then there's a camera that is linked up to the salon so parents can watch their children. So a lot of the times mums actually bring their children or young babies or toddlers to us, and it's the first time they've ever left them with anybody.
Wow.
But
that must
it's
be
because
really daunting.
it's daunting, but you know what, it's so special that they trust us to do that. And it's probably because they can see them and they know that if there's a problem, they're literally kind of 10 meters away and that we can bring them back.
They're probably also seeing the love, care and attention live as well, aren't they? Is that right?
Absolutely.
And I have heard some good news about Serenity Loves and how your team, your staff actually does care for the children as their own.
Oh, absolutely. I think having the responsibility of someone's child is the greatest responsibility that anybody can give you. So we are very humbled that people allow us to look after their children, even if it's for half an hour, or 3 hours if they're having their hair coloured. So it is the greatest responsibility. So we take it very seriously.
And so may that continue. Absolutely, yes. So this is now a successful product and a brand, yeah? Yep. So now I'm just going to ask another question. So there's a third one, isn't there?
A third business?
Yes.
There's no third baby.
Oh, bless you. So this is basically when you'd got bored of the first one. No. Please do continue with the third business.
So
this is wonderful for our audience to hear, by the way.
So I managed to get a management team in the salon, and it ended up that I was just sweeping floors and making teas and answering the phone. So I was kind of made myself redundant.
Which is the dream.
Which is the dream at 32. So I was kind of semi-retired at 32, which on paper sounds amazing. But as somebody that likes to get stuff done,
up here it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
It's the stress. I was talking to someone just the other day about that as well. Yes.
Yeah, I need to be thinking. I need to be doing. So I was going to networking events. A lot of my friends were having kids that had fantastic careers in corporate, but wanted something different. And they wanted to start their own business. So I kind of organically started supporting them on their business journeys. And all I kept hearing more and more was how isolating being in business was, especially being a mum in business, trying to juggle so many different plates, and how they felt maybe that some people didn't have strong support networks that I had. So it was about me creating a community where people could come together and be understood and not be judged for maybe not wanting to be a stay-at-home mum or going back full-time employment. I think there's so much judgment around being a parent, especially being a mother, that actually I just wanted a place where we could support each other without being judged. And that's where the Unique Mumpreneur came from.
Brilliant. So the Unique Mumpreneur. That's right. Yes, that's the website, isn't it? The Facebook website.
That's how,
so you're welcome to anybody who's listening. Just tap up and search and find and please become a member. But you just touched on some great things there. We're back to the understanding of how an individual actually trusts others. So it's creating that bond between women, sisters, entrepreneurs, and even to people where they've had a corporate environment and actually helping them, assisting them into business properly, isn't it, right? And then other individuals who've taken a break from maternity or have never been in business before. It was everybody,
I think,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's definitely a stigma. We were talking earlier about you should just be able to know how to run a business. And actually, that's not the case. You wouldn't just expect to go into a car for the first time ever and be able to drive it. You wouldn't be able to just go to a different country and be able to fluently talk their language. It doesn't happen. So running a business, it takes a set of skills. And just because you are good at something or you have a talent for something or you have a passion for something doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be good at running a business doing what you love. It's completely different set of skills. And I think that's where the success from that I had with the salon, because actually I wasn't a hairdresser, I wasn't a beautician. I saw the business as a business. I wanted excellent customer service. I wanted to make sure that my team were happy and trained, and I looked at it from above, almost like a bird's eye
telescopic.
view.
We call it a telescopic view.
Absolutely.
Not
the whole
in
big
it, but
picture.
on it.
Absolutely. That's like my catchphrase. And it's just enabling me to share my experiences and what I've learned and the mistakes that I've made, because I've made plenty, as we all do.
And that's what teaches us, right? Because they're not actually mistakes, they're learnings.
Yeah.
They only become mistakes when you repeat them second time around in exactly the same format, right?
That is very, very true. So I wanted to help people with my learnings.
Love it. That's how it is. Now you understand how quick, I was just about to say, now you understand how quickly Joe adopts adaptions. Yes, it will.
And I wanted to make sure that they didn't have to make the same learnings as I did. Why reinvent the wheel? That's what we've created, and I love it. It's amazing.
Well, to be honest with yourself, I can remember turning up at Alia Business Centre, the Future Business Centre on the posh grounds, and there was no car parking spaces because some entrepreneurial lady had broken the system. Yeah, because she had like 300 people in this room, and it was like everyone had come from all over the country, and we had no space.
No,
we had to park outside, by the way. I hope you know that now.
I'm so sorry.
No, I have no apology for that at all. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to witness and share how phenomenally successful that movement has become, because it's a movement. It's not really just about mumpreneurs. It's a movement of confidence. It's a movement of helping sisterhood. And with that as well, do you feel that the message that you've been sharing throughout your journey so far was around having the right people around you? Did you find that you had the right people around you when you were creating the mumpreneur groups? I mean, are they systematic individuals? Are they key individuals who really helped you in that journey?
Oh, gosh, I say that I've been really lucky. And in some ways, I really have. I am so lucky to have come across the people that I've come across, but then it's down to us to make sure that we build and we cement the relationship. So that doesn't come with luck, but meeting these people in the first place, I've definitely been lucky. So many people have helped me on my journey. I mean, two of my best friends, very luckily, one was a HR business partner in a massive corporate, and one was a marketing manager in many different massive charities. So they both helped me from the very beginning of our business career. And I wasn't afraid to ask for help. That's definitely something that I've learned along the years.
That's actually a big one, because actually asking for help, somehow people percept that it belittles them.
Yeah, it makes them feel weak, but actually it makes me feel really embraced, that I can ask and I can receive. It's just as well as I can give when I'm asked as well.
And on a practical level, the giving part is the bit that actually keeps us alive, isn't it? And also when you've actually sharpened your tool, because actually asking for help, it's kind of like sharing the tools. It's like saying, oh, what tool did you use when you needed to get this door open, etc.
And that's exactly what the whole mumpreneur is. I mean, we have people that have makeup studios, that bake cakes. We have people that own printing businesses. We have people that have financial service businesses, and it's so broad, but actually there is such a respect in the community of each other's and each other's journeys, and we all have our strengths and we all have things that we might struggle with, but actually it's about being part of a community that can help each other. Yeah.
Wow. That's a community that you want to be a part of, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody wants to get in touch with yourself with reference to touching base with Mumpreneur, or even just connecting with such a light as yourself, I mean, how would they get in touch with you?
So we're really big on social media. So the Unique Mumpreneur has both a business page that you can like, and then we have the Unique Mumpreneur community group. So you can apply to be a part of that. And then personally as well, Joe Bevilacqua, if you don't resonate with the term mumpreneur, which some people don't. Some people might not have kids. You might be a man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I might have a problem with that one. I probably relate to it. Having 6 sisters, beautiful sisters of my own, and mum and my wife and 3 daughters. But
Yeah.
Yes.
So in that case, you can connect with me on Joe Bevilacqua, which is my business page as well.
Would you mind just sharing the spelling of that? Because
Yeah,
I know it's
of
online,
course.
etc. But if anyone was listening and they've not seen the actual captions, please would you spell it? Joe,
Yeah,
which is
of
J-O.
course. J-O. And then Bevilacqua is Bevilacqua.
It's really simple once you've clarified.
Once you break it
Bevilacqua.
down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. And is that .com or .co.uk?
That's just my Facebook page.
Oh, so they'll find you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And are you a bit of an Insta fan or not?
I don't mind a bit of Insta. But Facebook has my heart. We launched
Facebook
all
has your
3
heart.
businesses on Facebook.
I was going to say, I heard that you told me earlier on that you actually launched all 3 of your businesses through a social media platform, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we launched all 3 of them on Facebook. Again, maybe a bit of luck at the beginning with Hallmark Carpets and Flooring when we launched that on Facebook. There wasn't much competition. It was before you could pay for ads, so your reach was huge. And then very much at the beginning of Serenity, we probably had that maybe for about 6 months.
Yes.
And then it's turned very competitive since. But I think, again, it's about being social. It's about giving back. We give lots of value. We give loads of freebies away. So, again, it's not just me talking at people. It's definitely conversational and talking with people.
So I can hear that basically it's a very encompassing, very very welcoming group, from my understanding. Yeah? So I love that. So if anybody would like to try it, please do not hide back and get involved. So before we close off, I can't believe there's a game. We've got 6 minutes and then we've got 3. So we've got 9 minutes. That's it. That quickly.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I want to talk about where Joe is going. You know, you've achieved some wonderful things in your life. You've got beautiful children, great friends around you, a great husband, and obviously parents as well. You've just been a part of your friends. And your friends, I mean, Tracy. And what am I trying to say to yourself is that, what would you possibly want next?
Global domination.
If anybody knows Tracy, and I'm going to knows what you call it, Joe, you're looking at me now. You know that's the truth, but she's not going to admit it now. She's going to now dumb it down and say something else. But you know that's the truth, right? Okay, global domination, but in what?
I think I just want to help as many people as I can, and that sounds maybe very cliche. But I think we were talking earlier, I was definitely born an empath. So I feel other people's emotions. So we do a lot for charity. Just at Christmas, as between the Mumpreneur and Serenity Loves, we managed to collect over 1,000 advent calendars for children in and around Peterborough.
Wow.
Yeah, and things like that really give me a buzz. So I really do love to give back and do my charity work. And hopefully as I get older and my kids get older and they probably need me less and less, maybe kind of go somewhere abroad and do some work as well as kind of doing stuff here. But I think fundamentally, I think it's about helping people become financially secure. And whether that is with their money mindset and educating them on that, or actually if it's going down the business route and actually assisting them with their business growth, or making sure that their businesses is profitable, because a lot of businesses claim to turn over a lot of money, but actually there's very little profit in it.
You're very, very true. I've got a lot of experience in that circa environment when I'm helping individuals, having large turnovers, but they haven't got the margin. Yes. Sorry.
No. So yeah, absolutely. I just kind of want to help as many people as I can, and obviously be a great mum to my kids and a great wife to my husband as well.
There's such great wants out of life, and the reality of life that you will definitely give, and you'll get there. If I pull it forward a little bit and say, so what's the next project? You haven't planned it with me, you haven't told me much about it, so I know there's something cooking. You can't, I cannot see you sitting just on your laurels here. But you also assist people in a similar way. I mentor individual coaching, but you also mentor and coach individuals as well. So how does that work? I mean, how do they get hold of you, and are they the same people that you're working with in the masterminding environments? Or
so we have different things that we do. So we've got different services and products for people's business structures or their financials or what their goals are. So we have a really low level membership site that's £49 a month, where they get access to me once a week, and we upload videos and things like that on that. So that's really a low level kind of mentorship. But then we do more kind of 6 month, 90-day and 6 month and year programs as well, where I will work with people one-to-one as well. So we will meet for a day, we will look at their business, take it apart, fix it and put it back together again.
Seriously? So hang on a second. You're working with individuals on a one-to-one basis for a whole day?
Yeah.
And that's like, what's that, like a 10 till 5 or a 9 till 5 or something?
Yeah, it's kind of 9:30 till kind of 4:30, 5, yeah.
Wow, so that's an immense amount of value there, isn't it?
Well, I hope so, yeah. So we like to make changes quite quickly. So I'm definitely, like I said, I like to get stuff done. So although strategy is really important, that's just one part of what we do, actually. I love the nitty gritty, making the sales and getting the money in the bank and creating a great customer experience and a great brand that can be recognised by a 2-year-old as well as a 90-year-old. So
just to stop you there, because we are running short on time, but I want you to cover some areas, because there are some areas that you cover in specific as one of your signatures or products when you're working with these companies. And there are 6 areas, right?
Yeah. So we've got the 6 areas to success. So we cover things like money, mindset. They all begin with M's. Money, mindset. Yep.
So money is the one. So we've got money. What sort of things do you cover in money?
We look at their pricing. We look at their market. We look at their ingoings and outgoings. We will look at what they want to achieve. So thinking about the exit plan or the 5-year goal. So we look at all of that.
Brilliant.
Mindset. So actually, are they doing much self-development? What do they think about themselves? What do they think about their business? How do they communicate that as well? Looking at the people around them.
Before you move on to the next one, how important was self-investment?
Oh,
your mindset. We've got personal development these days. I mean, I've seen a massive hike in people becoming more consciously aware about self-investment within themselves as the best investment they could ever have. So how does that help?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a game changer for me, for sure. I think I definitely learned kind of the first 7 years of business from starting up Hallmark to kind of year 4 maybe of the salon. I was very much kind of head down, working in the business, very focused, making mistakes but learning from them. And then actually had a conversation with somebody about actually coaching and mentoring and learning from other people's mistakes. Like, why would we want to make our own mistakes and waste our own money and waste our own time and waste our own emotions and energy on things that people have already learnt from, when actually we can just pay them to tell us? Like, it's genius.
Like it's logical, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't want to go and break your leg just to see how it felt. You'd ask somebody, you're breaking your leg. How does that feel? Kind of thing, yeah?
Absolutely.
So I can endure the pain.
And I think when you're younger, it's about keeping up with the Joneses, isn't it? And it's about the designer clothes or the designer bag or the nice car and things like that. But actually, those things don't make you happy. And actually, it's about investing in yourself. Knowledge is probably the most powerful thing that you can invest in.
Achievement
So,
as well.
yeah, I mean, I've not gone on a family holiday to invest in my business mentor, and actually, that's paid itself back 10 times over. So, which has then allowed us to go on even a better holiday.
Love it.
It's about looking at the here and now and
investing.
Investing in yourself is so important, and I think actually there's nothing better that you can do.
Wonderful.
Sure.
And sorry, I stopped you from there. I can't believe we've got 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
we've got 1 minute now.
I know. So money, mindset, marketing, maximizing time as well. So not only your own time as a business owner, but obviously the people around you as well. Managing tech, because obviously we live in a tech world and it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, and knowing what to choose. And then making content that sticks as well. So
love it. Now, I don't. I'm not going to try and stop you there, but we've only got 45 seconds left. It's unbelievable,
fine.
isn't it?
I know.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
Oh, I've loved it. Thank
Really?
you. Honestly, thank you so much.
We've absolutely loved having you on here tonight. And you're an energy, you're a spark, you're a glow, you're an igniter, as I say to all of our mentees that we work with as well through the Business Boardroom. And my suggestion to yourself is just keep shining, and I know you will, and I know you'll have that global domination we were talking about just a moment ago. But if you've thoroughly enjoyed yourself, I'd like to thank you on behalf of all here on the In Power Hour with ourselves at Salam Radio and Sukhi Wahiwala. I hope everybody connects with you, touches base with yourself, and everybody else, please, I'd love to see you next week, next Tuesday at the same time, 7 till 8. Good night.
Good night.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this.